So what's up, everybody? John here. So this is my first part of my, summer phone war with the Nexus One review. So let's get right into it. I'm gonna try and make this video no longer than 10 minutes, but I like to ramble, if you know. So we'll see how this goes. So Nexus One, I've had this phone for about roughly a month, maybe a little over a month. And what I've come to this conclusion that I love the phone, and it's probably the best Android phone, maybe. I don't know. I haven't quite decided what the best Android phone is yet. And probably the phone would probably be the phone I would go with most likely if it was on Verizon. That's the main deal. If they had come out with the Verizon version of this phone, I'd be all over it. Because I don't like GSM carriers. In my area, there's no GSM carrier that works as well as Verizon or Sprint does, because there's no 3G coverage in my area, so I'm only running on Edge on T-Mobile's network, and AT&T, even if I did have the AT&T 3G version, it wouldn't work. AT&T's coverage is a little more widespread, so in all my surrounding cities, like all the surrounding cities, AT&T works better, but T-Mobile is just, it's not the best. So there's that. We'll take a quick tour around the phone. On the left side, you got volume switch. On the right side, you got nothing. On the top, headphone jack, power switch. On the bottom, micro USB port. On the back, 5 megapixel camera with LED flash. It does video capture up to 720 by 480. Unless you use hacks. There is, if you use CyanogenMod version 5.8 or above, there is a 720p HD video hack. And getting into that without really meaning to, big surprise. The thing I really love the most about this phone is not only can you do a lot with it out of the box, there's so much more you can do with it afterwards. You can root the phone, you can install, there's so many mods for it. If you like HTC Sense, you can put Sense on here. If you like, if you like CyanogenMod, you can put that on here. There's just like the smoke glass ROM. There's so many of them. Like if I go into my, or I don't know if I have it installed anywhere. Yeah, I don't have it installed on here. I had to flash this so I could do this video because I was actually using the Sense ROM because I really like Sense. But the hacking community is so strong with this phone. There's just so much you can do. I found rooting to be very difficult. It's not unlike what I do with it down here in this pile. The Motorola Droid, where you upload a file, or you put a file on your SD card, you go into recovery mode, putting a couple buttons, and then you hit apply SD card updates.zip. It's that simple. On here, Google locked down the bootloader, so you have to unlock the bootloader, and then after that you gotta do some super boot stuff, and it's really confusing, really difficult, and I had the hardest time with it. I finally got it to work, and once I did that, it was great. I love being able to flash stuff just constantly, and this is FRF91 with root access that I installed from the ROM manager list, and I haven't had too many troubles with this one. The only trouble I had is one time when the battery ran out, it started shutting down. It just was keep on vibrating. It would not stop vibrating. It was crazy. It was nuts. But there's just so much you can do with the phone if you want to. If you like hacking, if you like modding, there's just so much you can do with it. So we'll get into the OS. Like I said, it's Android 2.2 Froyo, stock, unless you like me, but out of the box it's stock. So you've got 5 home screens, you've got Android widgets and shortcuts and folders and stuff. Some of these, well, I guess none of these are actually anything I've installed because I haven't installed any apps on the ROM yet. And that's another thing. With Froyo, you get Facebook support and Twitter support. So with the Android 2.1, you get Facebook integration with your contacts and calendar stuff right out of the box. With Froyo, it takes it up a notch and gives you Twitter as well. So, you know, if that's your thing, there's that. There's not a whole... To me, there's really no difference, or there isn't a whole lot of difference between 2.2 and 2.1. Some people say, oh, there's so much with Froyo, it's just amazing. I don't notice a whole lot of stuff. Like, there's the mobile hotspot feature, which, you know, once it starts getting out to other devices, carriers will shut that down immediately because they don't want people using, you know, tethering without paying for it. You should always pay for it. Gar. But there's not a whole lot of difference. You know, it doubles, maybe triples the speed. I don't notice these things. People talk, it has a 1 gigahertz Snapdragon processor, and people always talk about how fast these phones are. Personally, I don't notice a whole lot of speed difference between something like this and the Motorola Droid. Now, there is a difference. Like, the Droid sometimes has a lag when you're pulling through these screens, and the Nexus One doesn't have that. But other than that, I don't notice a whole lot of things. When I do my speed test video, you'll see, you know, I'm not going to tell you what you're going to see, but you are going to see that the Nexus One is pretty fast. But on a day-to-day use, personally, unless you're just constantly comparing two phones, like if I'm in a restaurant and I'm always loading a web page with both of these phones, which why would I be doing that? There is, you know, there's a speed difference, but on its own, you just don't notice it a whole lot. The build quality of the phone, the build quality is great. It's very luxurious feeling. It's got this metal and this soft grip plastic, and it feels great. Like I said, the camera takes good pictures. The video capture on its own isn't that bad. The 720p off the CyanogenMods, it's pretty good, except a lot of the times when I'm using the CyanogenMod, I can't get to switch camcorder without it crashing. It's very weird. It's very annoying. Like I said, the hardware is very good. It's very luxurious feeling. I like having the trackball in addition to the touchscreen, even though I don't use the trackball a whole lot. It's just nice to have it. The web browser, you know, it's pretty standard. The keyboard, it's Android 2 keyboard, so it's not multi-touch. It's multi-touch capable, but it doesn't register double taps. Like I'm hitting this, and it's just registering that I'm hitting L or J constantly. And so it's not multi-touch keyboard. You do have the voice recognition, which is nice. I was trying to think of a search to go to. We'll just search for Pizza Hut. And it worked. We'll go to America's Favorite Pizzas homepage. This is on Wi-Fi because I don't have 3G, so you know. It's pretty smooth, you know, like I said, Qualcomm Snapdragon processor. Things pretty smooth. But I don't notice a whole lot of speed ups between this and something different. I lost my Google search widget. That kind of annoys me. Oh my. Serious bug in the 2.2 ROM. I do not have a Google search option. What in the crap happened to it? Well, that really pisses me off. So there it is. I love the phone. It's a great phone. It's a thumbs up. Like I said, I'm sorry I didn't get into a whole lot of things. Like I said, I'm trying to keep this review under 10 minutes. Trying to keep all the reviews under 10 minutes. So there it is. It's a big thumbs up. If you want the phone, they're almost sold out, so you might have to wait till they get in stores maybe, or they might just discontinue selling the phone. So I'd look around. Alright, thanks for watching, guys.